friends, this video on wave optics part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched part 1 before going ahead with part 2. Question is, what is light? So again we are back to square one. In our previous lesson, in fact, even the previous one, that is electromagnetic waves and your ray optics, we studied so much about light. So now we are again asking ourselves, what is light? Is light a particle or a wave? So when I ask you what is light, most of you will say light is a form of energy. Perfectly fine, no issues. But when I ask you, what is it made up of? Is light made up of small particles, or it is a wave? And by now you all are aware what is a wave, because we have discussed so many things about wave in our lesson on electromagnetic waves, right? So what it is it a particle or is it a wave? This question became a huge topic of discussion somewhere in the 1800s and 1900s. I mean, some of the scientists had this view that light is a particle, whereas some other scientists had a view that no, light is not a particle, instead it is a wave. But what actually light is? So let us quickly look at the history, which gradually led us to a conclusion, and we will look at the conclusion as well. So let us start with the history. First, the classical time, when Newton was considered to be the most prominent scientist as well as the most renowned one. So Newton gave one theory. He said that light is particle nature. That means light consists of huge number of particles. So Newton stated this. He stamped his statements with some of the evidences or with some of the proofs which he could give. Now, as you all know, that Newton was somebody who was a master, or who had mastery in classical mechanics, right? We all have studied classical mechanics in our class 11th. So in classical mechanics, we study all about motion, right? Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law, they all talk about speed, velocity, distance, displacement, acceleration. So we always talk about motion of particles, right? And Newton had mastery in that field. So Newton said that light is of particle nature, and he proved it on those lines. How did he prove it? He told that, as I said, light is made up of small particles, and he called those small particles as corpuscles. So many times it is also known as corpuscular theory. This theory was also known as corpuscular theory. So what evidences did he prove? He told that we know some of the phenomenon related to light, right? For example, the reflection of light, refraction of light, right? Again, some of the facts like light travels along a straight path. So he proved all these things using some scenarios related to mechanics. For example, how did he prove the phenomenon of reflection? He proved it stating that, so if you consider the phenomenon in mechanics, for example, when you throw a ball, it hits the wall and bounces back, right? Now think of a scenario of elastic collision. For example, if you consider your carom board, when you play a carom, you have the striker. When you hit the striker, it goes back, strikes the boundary and comes back, right? So in that scenario, what happens? When the striker goes towards the wall of the carom board, that forms your incident ray, somewhat like this, and then it bounces back. So this was your incident ray. And this was your reflected ray, such that in case of an elastic collision, this angle will always be equal to this angle. So Newton explained in this way. that the phenomenon of reflection can be explained using the particle nature of light, because light is made up of many such particles. I mean, here I have taken the example of a ball or a striker. Inside light, there are huge number of small corpuscles. So each of these corpuscles, they come in a bunch, they hit the wall and it goes back. So that is how the reflection of light was explained. He was also, to some extent, able to explain the phenomenon of refraction. However, this explanation had flaws, but somehow Newton was able to convince people with his explanation. What did he say? How did he explain about refraction? He told that light is made up of particles, as we all know. Now, what happens as the particle moves from one medium to another medium? This is medium 1 and this is medium 2. This is a rarer medium and this is a denser medium. Now, what was refraction? Refraction tells that when a ray of light falls on the boundary which separates a rarer medium from a denser medium, then when it enters the denser medium, it comes towards the normal, right? So this is my incident ray. As it enters the denser medium, it bends towards the normal, right? This is what is the phenomenon of refraction. So Newton told that what happens is that when these small corpuscles, when they reach towards the boundary, what happens? The particles of these denser medium, they tend to attract this corpuscle. So these corpuscles get attracted by the particles which are present inside this medium. Now, when the particle enters completely inside this medium, that means when the particle is deep inside this medium, it is attracted by the particles of the medium from all sides. For example, let us suppose there is one particle which is exactly at the boundary. That time what happens? It experiences force in this direction by the particles present inside the denser medium. But when this corpuscle enters deep inside the medium, it experiences the attractive force on all sides. Therefore, the net force on this particle becomes 0. So that means when the corpuscle enters completely inside the denser medium, the net force on this is 0. And according to Newton's first law, we know that if there is no net force on a particle will continue to move in a straight line. Because we know the law, a particle at rest will remain at rest and a particle in motion will remain in motion as long as no external force is applied on the particle. So if you look at this particle which is completely inside, there is no force acting on it. So this particle will continue to move along its own path. So that's why once this particle enters, once the corpuscles enter the denser medium, again they keep moving without getting disturbed, right? Because the net force on them is 0. So why does this bending take place? So Newton explained it in this way, that because of this attractive forces in one direction, what happens? The corpuscles get accelerated, right? Because whenever there is an attraction, for example, suppose you are standing, or suppose you are walking. So you are walking at your own speed, there is no acceleration as such. Now your friend comes suddenly and he drags you. He attracts you. So what will happen? You will start running faster, right? So that means whenever there is some attraction, there is some acceleration related with the particle. So here also the corpuscles get accelerated. Now what happens when it gets accelerated? Accelerated means nothing but increase in velocity. So now what will be the increase in velocity? The increase in velocity takes place along this direction, right? Now because of this increase in velocity, what happens? The particle slightly bends towards the normal, because let us suppose if I draw it here to explain it in a better way. For example, this is the boundary, this is my rarer medium and this is my denser medium, this is the normal. Let us suppose this is my incident ray, right? This is my incident ray with angle of incidence I. Now the particles which are present here, they will have two components of velocity. One is Vx and the other one will be Vy. So what happens when this particle gets attracted towards this direction, then Vy increases due to attraction, right? So this vertical component of velocity will increase. So the vertical component of velocity will become more compared to the horizontal component of velocity. So that means this vertical component will increase somewhat like this. Therefore, the movement of the particle will be somewhat like this, because the horizontal component becomes lesser when compared to the vertical component, and therefore this ray of light gets bent, right? So you understood how, see, this is not the real fact. What I am explaining now is how Newton explained his particle theory, how Newton convinced people that light is made up of huge number of small particles, and those particles are called corpuscles. So he explained that using this corpuscle theory, we can explain the phenomenon of reflection, that it is like the corpuscles fall on the boundary and they bounce back. Similarly, he explained refraction, stating that these small particles of light, when they reach towards the medium, they get attracted by the molecules or by the particles of the denser medium, as a result of which the corpuscles get accelerated and they bend towards the normal. Newton also explained the rectilinear motion of light. How did he explain that? He told that, let us suppose there are two rooms side by side which are separated by wall. What happens if the window of the first room is opened? Light enters the room. But since you have a wall separating the second room from the first room, so therefore light doesn't enter the second room at all. So the second room is completely dark, right? So he explained that since light travels in a straight line, whenever you have an obstruction or a wall in between, light doesn't pass through that wall. This shows that light always travels in a straight line. It gets obstructed. It cannot move in a curved path. So these are some of the things which Newton explained, and he tried to convince people with his explanation, and people also got convinced, and the particle theory of light came into picture. So people accepted the particle nature of light. People accepted that light is nothing but, it is a form of energy, but it is made up of a huge number of small particles. Right? Now, while explaining, this is how he explained it in front of the public, and they all accepted it because for them Newton was a big name and they respected him. So everybody accepted this theory. But if you look at the explanation which he gave for the phenomenon of refraction, there was a major flaw which Newton did not project. Newton knew that this flaw was there, but still he did not emphasize much on that part. So what was that? Newton told, as I explained just now, that when the particle enters from a rarer medium to a denser medium, the corpuscles or the light particles, they get accelerated. What do I mean by accelerated? That means their velocity increases. So that would mean that this velocity v2 in the denser medium will be greater than the velocity v1 in the rarer medium, right? So that means, according to Newton's explanation, velocity of the corpuscles in denser medium should be greater than the velocity in rarer medium, which in turn means that the velocity of light in denser medium is greater than the velocity of light in rarer medium, right? But later it was proved that this was not correct. So this was a major flaw in his explanation. But Newton never emphasized much on the velocity. He just told that since light particles are coming in, it is getting attracted, so it bends towards the normal. He kind of ignored the velocity part. Right? So this is what Newton told and people accepted. But this was not the truth. Right? Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.